Good morning, students. How are you? We are in week 14. Can you believe it? We are so close to the end. And let me just tell you that this week is the last significant week of work that you have to do. After this week, we're getting into a lot of review and into um, just finishing up the class and getting to the final exam. So, those of you that are on time and on track, you're doing great. Those of you that have fallen behind, you have a little buffer room, but the end of the class is coming quickly. So, this is a great time to catch up on things. Um, Okay, so this week, what do we have on tap? We've got, look at this, it's interesting when you notice here, you see quiz, quiz, quiz. These are all things that are quizzes to do, and then you've got an academic word assignment, the giver, and one summary. So it's a little bit of a lighter load again, in a different way. I mean, we still have a summary this week, but you see it says review of comprehension skills. So, although the load is a little lighter, think of it as good preparation time for that final exam, especially with another summary. Because remember, a summary will be on the final. And so it's extremely important that you know what you're doing with that summary. Because if you don't pass the summary part of the exam, you probably won't pass the exam. So it's really important to be working on those skills. Over here, all the objectives, all the things that you're going to be working on this week. Okay, so let's get into it a little bit. So you're gonna review last week's words, and have a quiz. And then you're going to be looking again at implied main ideas. Go to 10 steps, chapter 9. Okay, you may want to review that a little bit, and you're going to take not quiz, alternate mastery test 1 and alternate mastery test 2. Remember, students, these things do count. Okay, they do count, so you need to take them. All right, we've got another quiz. You're going to go to chapter 11, combined skills. All right, and then do alternate mastery test 1 and 2. Again, all this stuff is really good practice for your final exam. And then we've got here vocabulary academic words. You're going to go to BVS and you're going to complete these pages. All right, go to Unit 12 vocabulary, watch the presentation, do the sentence check, final check, Unit 2, Test 1, Unit 2, Test 2. And then on the course menu, go to quizzes, check your answers by completing BVS Chapter 12 quiz. Okay, so these things are worth 40 points. All right. And then the giver, we're getting very close to the end of the giver. All right, and you're gonna, just like always, follow the directions carefully so that you'll get the best out of it. Read the questions first, review vocabulary, then read the chapters. Okay, then you're going to go and post your answer, right? Which is going to be one question from chapter 22 and one question from chapter 23. And then later in the week, when people have had a chance to post, then remember that you're going to respond to at least two classmates. Don't forget 2 to 3 full sentences. With detail, explaining if you agree or disagree, making comments, asking follow-up questions. This is your chance to interact with one another. Okay, so all those things are pretty easy, straightforward assignments. And then we've got one last summarizing practice. So you're going to read this article called Lie Detector and summarize it like we usually do. Okay. But this is an interesting one because notice what it tells you to do. It says, create a thread and post your summary as an attachment. Review summaries of at least 2 classmates and respond to them. Oh, interesting. This is different, right, students? So this week's summary is different. You're going to do your summary, but you're also going to respond to your classmates' summaries, 2 of them. You're going to offer compliments for good points. So tell them what they did well and note potential weaknesses. What does that mean? Note potential weaknesses. It means you're helping the student. You're being sort of like a co-teacher with me. You're helping by looking at your classmates' writing and what have they missed? Do they have an unclear main idea or major supporting details? Do they have too many details? Do they have phrases that are too close to the original article? Do you have trouble understanding any parts of the summary? Okay, so basically you're gonna review 2 students' summaries and you're gonna tell good things, some good things that you noticed about it, and also tell some areas that they need to improve. So what's the purpose of this? The purpose is for you to practice summarizing again, but also to read classmates' summaries. And when you look at your classmates' summaries, it helps you to see it in a different way. You've read the same article, and when you read their summary, you'll know if it's a good summary or not because you've read the article. And you'll be acting like the teacher looking for good points and weak points. And that's going to help you maybe to think about the writing more objectively, which is really good practice for you with your final exam. Okay, so little bit different week this week because we're getting close to the end. Now, big reminder, everybody, the final exam will open on April 29th. Okay, that is a Monday. It's opening on the 29th. It will close on May 10th. And that date, as I mentioned last week, the closing date absolutely cannot, I cannot change that because it's the last day of the course and Nova Online has set that ending date, not me. So there is no more time after May 10th. It's all over. The whole entire course is over, including the final. So you want to think about your calendar and think about what are the days during this time that I can go and take the exam. Now remember, in that period, there is only one Saturday that's open, okay? And that is April. No, that's not right. April's over by then. Excuse me, students, not April. It's May 6th, I believe. Let me double check. No, I'm incorrect. May 4th. May 4th is the only Saturday. So if Saturdays are the day you can go to take an exam, then you need to plan that you're going to take your final exam on May 4th. Okay, otherwise, if you have weekdays free, you can go in this period. Please remember, students, to go to the exams section of your website here, okay, and look at get your exam pass, which I don't know if I click on this, it won't show, but you know, get your exam pass, read all the instructions, what to do. Go, be sure to check the testing center hours, right? Make sure you know when the testing center is open so that there's no problems. You should plan 3 hours for this. You have the test itself, you are allowed 2.5 hours to take it, but you need to plan 3 hours so that you have plenty of time to get from your car and all that parking so you don't feel stressed out. So whatever day you pick, plan 3 hours. All right, students, have a wonderful week. I'll be grading through today and maybe tomorrow. And if you have questions, please let me know. I appreciate all of you very much.